JD5 good to go. Deebo good to go. ETN and Tutin are getting grossly undervalued moving forward, and we need to stop and pump the brakes on getting rid of ETN, doubting ETN, acting as though that can't be a top 5 situation moving forward. He absolutely can't. He's proven it before. But more importantly, Tutin with ETN is such a security blanket. Tutin's a top 8 running back if ever injected into the lineup. We're going to talk about that. Derrick Henry still a good buy low for this week. We've got Rico Dowdle starting week number 5 as Chuba Hubbard will sit out. This is something that your boy talked about when we were initially discussing 3 days ago, the calf injury to Chuba Hubbard, and how I said that if he played, he'd have a significant Achilles tendon rupture risk, that they don't want to throw this kid into that situation. It's a smart move by the organization and team to sit this kid. You do not want players playing, especially explosive positions like the running back position, with a calf strain or a calf injury. So Dowdle will be a pretty solid pickup and play for week number 5. We're breaking down all of that and more. Baker Mayfield good to go. That's great for the Buck wide receivers. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Live whenever news breaks. Omar, what in the hell are you talking about? Smitty, ETN, or Rachaad White? Did you hear a word I just said? Were you listening at all to what I said, Omar? You literally asked this after I talked about it. You just asked me this question right now.
Take a big laugh.
It's unbelievable. It's like sometimes I feel like I fail people. I feel like I'm failing a lot of you. Omar, for you to even ask me that question, I feel like I'm failing you. I feel like I didn't do my job. For you to ask that question after not only everything we've talked about the last handful of weeks and months and years, but for you to ask that after I just explained what I just explained. Woody Marks to the moon. As for Dowdle's a really, really, really good play. If you need somebody right now and you're in dire straits with bye weeks with the Falcons and Bijan and all these other players that are out for you, or injury combination, Dowdle becomes a good pickup and play. Now, Grandma Leagues, he's probably still there. Grandma Leagues, people are very inactive. They're not on the waiver wire much after the first wave of waivers. So you'll be able to get Dowdle pretty easily. I think in non-Grandma Leagues, he's probably already scooped up or somebody grabbed him, at the very beginning, onset of the week. People are always trying to predict these things to happen, but go and check the drop players that may have been a repercussion of a picking up of Dowdle. There are a lot of people dropping Tutin, a lot of people dropping other players that I believe are league winners. A lot of people dropping Benson right now because they think he either won't return or they don't want to wait. So that's something to look at. So Bashal, Tutin, and ETN, just real quickly before we move on to the rest of the news, I want to address this because I'm getting a lot of, you just saw it, ETN or Rachaad White. You get people asking questions like this. It's crazy. Not saying there isn't a day or a world where Rachaad White could outperform Travis Etienne, or Etienne could get injured in the game, knock on wood, and Dowdle has a great game and somebody comes in and plays Monday morning quarterback and says, oh, I should have started Dowdle. But the fact that we already have questions in the live chat, it's the reason why I put this in the graphic and title. There's a reason we're talking about ETN and Tutin, because your boy tests the temperature of the fantasy football landscape better than anybody, because I answer more questions than anybody, in my opinion. And I think you guys would probably agree with that. So I see these questions, I get bombarded, and when I feel an overwhelming saturation of ETN, what do I do with them? How do I get rid of them? Now, I'm all for going and getting Judkins. I'm all for going and getting some sort of different running back situation if you only have ETN and you don't have Bashal Tutin. But let me just say this. You got Bashal Tutin and ETN. You might just want to pump the brakes on even trading the duo for even a one-player Judkins situation. I would rather have Judkins. I probably would draft Judkins over ETN right now. But if you gave me both Tutin and ETN, you're guaranteed probably a top 8 fantasy football running back. Now, Judkins probably plays a little bit ahead of that, but if he was to get hurt, you don't have that protection. So it's such an intriguing duo. If you have the duo, stand down on some of these crazy, I got to get out of this and break up with ETN before he breaks up with me type of nonsense. He's balling out. And on top of that, he's there at practice catching footballs, putting in the work. His drive and determination to stay at the top is unmatched. He is literally working his butt off to be the guy and remain the guy. And Liam Cohen loves him. And he's producing. And as much as Liam Cohen does love Etienne-Tuten, and as much as Etienne-Tuten could be a top 8 running back, if ever injected into the lineup, Liam Cohen has no desire to change what's going on. So it would take an injury for ETN to get removed from this lineup. He has a kung fu grip on that starting job. So just putting it out there that those of you with ETN and Tutin, you have a top 5 to 10 running back. And it feels pretty damn secure for the rest of the season. And as for Derrick Henry, before we get into the rest of this news, I'll just say this. I'll say that Derrick Henry, while some of you scrambled to try and pick up the pieces of injury, and a lot of injuries have happened, this is probably one of the crazier injury years. We talked about this with Ron Navy the other night, saying that it seems about normal, but no, with the Bucky and all the other injuries that have kind of piled on this last week, and realizing that it is only 4 weeks in one Thursday night game, it is a astronomical amount of injuries for being only 4 weeks into the season and one Thursday game. We're not even 5 full weeks through, and we've got just massive injuries. I mean, just look at the Niners roster alone. And can we give a standing ovation for Mac Jones? I mean, Mac did really, really well in this game, and Mac is the better quarterback between the two of Brock Purdy and Mac Jones. Mac Jones is a dog. There's a hint of Baker Mayfield to this situation. There's a hint of Indiana Jones to this situation. I'm not saying that Mac Jones is going to for sure continue this course that he's on right now, but I think if the Niners were smart, they would figure out a way to have Brock Purdy nurse this toe. I mean, think about this. Attention, this is the breaking news wire for this situation. I want to just say that this is the Niners organization, by the way. I just want to say we're going to be really careful with Brock Purdy's toe. His itty bitty toe. We're worried about his toe. It is a bad injury, but just listen to what I'm saying. It is an itty bitty toe injury. We're going to keep him out just to be safe, but we're going to throw Mac Jones out there with his mangled knee and his MCL's hanging on by a thread. But we're just going to throw him out, and we're going to be extra careful with Brock Purdy. The messaging there is hilarious. They better be extra careful with Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy might need the entire season off just to see if that toe can get better, and they need to throw Mac Jones out there. As my boy Raj and C-Mac and Vlad said to me just a few minutes ago, if Mac was in there, they might be 5-0. This Mac Jones has been balling. And it's hilarious optics to be like, well, you got to be careful with Purdy's big toe. But Mac, get out there with your mangled knee. And what a dog he was. I really like Mac Jones. I think Mac and Travis, if he's out there, Travis has said for about 2 or 3 years now that Mac's better than people think. You know, and honestly, I told Travis, I don't know about that. But Travis was maybe right that it was New England that was the problem. But Mac Jones is a dog. And I have such great respect for the determination and grit and his play last night going in. He's got a torn MCL. Who even knows if the MCL is still there? And yes, you can still play on that. If the swelling, if you injure just your ACL, your MCL, and you injure it in just the right way, you're going to have a lot of swelling because that's the natural reaction of the body is to inject fluid. It's kind of like an airbag. You get in a car accident, boom, airbags deploy. When you tear something like a ligament, your knee injects swelling to swell up the knee and pad it so that it's protected. It's protecting the wound. But it's like Mac could, who knows how much damage is there to his knee. He might, not even want to look at it. But as long as he can go out there and play. But what a dog. So standing ovation for Mac Jones. He looked fantastic.
Mashed potatoes!
And what's weird is that a lot of people say I'm a Niner hater, and those people just don't understand me, or they don't know me at all. I constantly give Niner players props. I've loved Deebo more than Niner fans for years. I loved Mason and Garendo. We've been a huge supporter of Garendo. I've loved players like Mac Jones right now. I love Mac Jones. I'm a very, very misunderstood Niner content. When I create content around Niner content, I'm very misunderstood about it. But anyway, anybody thinks Brock Purdy's better than Mac? I don't know. I don't know where you're getting your information. I don't know what your eyes see on Sundays. I don't know if you're even watching the game. Brock Bowers admits his play is being affected by his knee injury that held him out of Thursday's and Friday's practice. Kind of a concerning situation. This is another one where Raiders coach Pete Carroll said that Brock Bowers' knee is questionable, but he anticipates Bowers will play week 5. So Bowers expected to play. That's good news. Bad news is he's still very hampered. He's been wearing that brace. They're not getting him the ball as much as we would like. He's a good buy low, but at the same time, he's also a player that may not rebound right away. It could be more weeks before we see anything turn around. But I think once his knee injury is in the past and he's not, feeling affected by it, we might not hear about that for a little while. It's hard to know how this is going to go. It's hard to know what it looks like, but right now I'm still buying Bowers. It's just very disappointing as we await not only the proper usage of the man by the team, and Pete Carroll and his all this play calling nonsense over there in LV, where they've been misusing Genty. They finally used him right. Now we got defenses probably focusing on that. We need Brock Bowers to counterbalance that. So Brock Bowers needs to return to form, or as close to form as possible, if not just for Genty alone, to keep Genty and the defense honest against Genty, so he's not facing stacked boxes constantly, although Genty will still deliver, but we want more efficiency than that. As I mentioned earlier, in case you're just joining, Chuba Hubbard is out with the calf injury for week 5 against the Dolphins, so Rico Dowdle should be a very, very decent play for sure. So make sure he's not available on waivers. Pick him up if you need a guy. JD5, according to his head coach, Dan Quinn, is ready to rumble for week 5. He's good to go, as is his wide receiver, Deebo Samuel, who's been removed from the injury report with the itty-bitty heel injury. Deebo gonna ball. McLaurin, as we predicted in the offseason, was a big avoid, and Deebo is the guy. Deebo, pull back your bow, young man. Deebo stock is on the rise. Pull back that bow, baby. Deebo, pull back your bow, oh, as Denny would say. Baker Mayfield removed from the injury report.
Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
This was a concern. Why was it a concern? Because everything's tied to Baker, Buka, this entire offense. So great news. And with Bucky out, they're going to throw a lot to Buka too. So this will be good. And Godwin back in the nick of time to help keep defenses honest there. A.D. Mitchell, it's uncertain if he will dress for week 5 after the debacles of Sunday. I don't blame this team, even if he was healthy. Russell Wilson, there's not very much interest in trading for Russell Wilson. We've known that for a while. Russ is cooked. We've talked about that over and over. This is a player to keep an eye on, because it is quickly, like, think about this from this perspective. When we look at Woody Marks, drop some Wood, Woody, drop some Woody Mark emojis in the chat. Woody in week 1, 2, 3, 4, he was a nothing. I mean, we loved him. We told everyone all offseason. He's a midseason monster for a reason. He's been here all offseason for a reason. But nobody wanted him. Nobody expected anything. He was not somebody that anybody wanted to roster. People were asking questions. Okay, you talked about Woody Marks. I cut Woody Marks, right? He's not doing anything for 3 weeks, Smitty. I'm done with him. I'm an impatient Ian. Nothing in week 2, nothing in week 3. and then he's a monster in week 4. This you need to remember, even with Travis Hunter, with Harvey, with Hendy, this needs to be remembered. You need to remember what your feeling was here. You need to go back in time, get in a time machine. Make sure that flux capacitor is always ready to rumble. Get in the time machine. Go back and remember what you felt here about Woody Marks. Doubt. Oh, this ain't gonna happen after all, isn't it? And then the feeling you have here, very different feeling. So while I believe in Javonte Williams, while I still think Javonte is the guy, no doubt about it, weeks 1, 2, 3, 4, it's been the same feeling where we're like, this guy's nothing. This isn't going to happen. And I'm not saying that everybody should grab him now. If you can't afford to, you can't afford to. But there is a day in a world where this guy may get his shot. He's being unveiled in week 5. That will be his debut against the Jets. No one's saying he's taking the job over. I'm merely saying be on the alert, because it could be one single moment in a single game where a flip gets switched. An injury happens to Javonte. Knock on wood. I don't want that. Javonte's not necessarily a player that I think could get his job taken from him by a rookie. But I think that this rookie, this specific rookie, who we had on the midseason monster list all offseason, he's sitting over here in the bullpen. We're waiting to bring him over. Maybe we'll just make him right here. We'll just he'll be ready to go. He's right here. This is our midseason monster list. He's been in the bullpen sitting here. There is a chance that this is a league winner down the stretch. I don't think it's week 5 that he's a league winner unless an injury strikes, knock on wood. But this is a player that could emerge at some point. We need to have patience and understand the scouting process involved from a fantasy perspective, and he scouted very nicely, just like Woody Marks did. Juwan Johnson, ankle questionable, not looking good right now for the tight end. George Kittle, long shot to have his practice window open before week 6. So, that not great. Although the practice window could get opened and he could play very quickly in week 6, 7, once we get to that stage. But right now, still very questionable. Jalen Coker, real nice player to maybe keep an eye on if you're in dire straits in a very large league. Really, really like this kid, but he's been injured. Looks like the team would open Jalen Coker's IR quad window to return ahead of week 6. Just somebody to keep in mind. I'm not saying you should start him or anything like that once he's back, but Ravens QB Cooper Rush will start week 5, so Lamar will not play, which kind of goes back to this Henry take, and just that I really believe that one of the most underrated players, and this is a guy I said do not draft high. Why? Because you can swoop in and grab him like we're suggesting right here, right now, in this moment in time. But this man, Derrick Henry, is one of the cheapest running back ones to go get in fantasy football 2025 week 5 on. And he's got that top 5 running back potential. And I think that there's a dynamic at play in Baltimore that is confusing. It's not conducive to running this guy or getting this guy enough carries to have him deliver. But this sort of shakeup of what's going on there with this team is going to be, this sort of shakeup is going to make this situation change. When something's not working, jostle it up, mix it up, figure something out, shake it up, get a new plan of attack. And with Cooper Rush starting, not being able to deliver the football, having this offense be a little more one-dimensional in the passing game will make defenses, kind of focus on Henry. Sure, I get it. But guess what Henry does best? You feed him, he wears you down, and in the 3rd and 4th quarter, rips off just one run is all it takes, 50, 60-yard scamper for a touchdown. I believe that this is the move that was needed, and it will be a blessing in disguise. I'm not saying anybody loves injury, not saying that Lamar Jackson owner is going to be happy about me saying this, but I believe that this situation will trigger a change in Derrick Henry's usage because they have Cooper Rush throwing the football. It will change his motivation. He's been fumbling and hasn't been a part of the solution. Now he's going to be called upon to be the guy that helps try and win a game. He's going to be called upon against a very bad team, the Houston Texans. Got a lot of problems, especially with CJ Stroud right now. that this is one of those things where Derrick Henry gets to try and redeem himself. He gets to take the shaggin' wagon and turn it straight into a moped, 1-for-1 straight up, and totally redeem himself. And I believe he will take a hold of that opportunity. And this might be the last opportunity to get Derrick Henry at seller dweller pricing. Is anybody asking you to go on draft day again, go back in time and draft him where you drafted him? No, I said not to draft him there. But now it's a different ball game. Now you're getting Derrick Henry for pennies on the dollar. Now you're investing in a guy that even if he ends up getting hurt, it doesn't really cost you your season or league because you're investing in low draft capital value. Cooper Rush to start, Derrick Henry, I think, to explode in week number 5. And this is the last opportunity you'll have to get him. And even if it doesn't work out to the exact degree I'm suggesting, I don't think it costs you your league. The Nico Collins knee is off Houston's final injury report. That's good for this matchup and for Nico owners. CeeDee Lamb ruled out of week 5, but this is also something that I wanted to stop and talk about, is that CeeDee Lamb he's one of the better buy lows in fantasy right now, because yeah, he's missing time, but you don't know how much time. The fact that he keeps, and this could happen for another 2 weeks, you got to protect yourself and buy him expecting him to miss 2 or maybe 3, but 2 more games. You have to buy him expecting him to miss 2 more games. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want anybody to come back and say, Smitty, you screwed me. You told me to go get Lamb, and he's actually going to sit out the full 4 games, the full 3 games. I'm telling you right now, do not buy him unless you can package in the risk of him missing 2 more games. But I have a feeling there's a chance he misses 1 or just misses the 2, and he's going to be a league winner for people that can invest at a lower draft value equivalent right now and put him in their lineup to be their monster wide receiver 1 down the stretch as he tries to take you into comeback mode. Yeah, maybe you'll have 2 wins. Big deal. Oh, poor me. Guess what? There's a reason you got into fantasy football in the first place, was for the adrenaline rush, for the challenge, to do things like this, to be 2 wins in 2 and 4, 2 and 5, 2 and 4, 2 and 5. Let's say you're 2 and 5. Oh, poor you. Like, pull your pants up, roll your sleeves up, buckle up, and go get a championship. Go into comeback mode. Realize you're only 2 games probably out of a playoff contention spot with 2 wins through that time frame. If you're 2 and 5, you're probably 2.5 games back from a playoff spot. And this is why you play. We need a harsh reminder every once in a while that we don't need to be 100 points up on Monday night with the kicker left and he has nobody for us to be able to sleep at night. We need to remember that the reason you played fantasy football was to be down 10 and you both have a player left. You got a wide receiver on one side, he's got a wide receiver on the other side, and you're down 10. That's why you got into this game of fantasy football. That's why you do what you do. But we've been getting soft. Everybody's getting soft, in my opinion. They want to be up 150 with no guys left walking into Monday night when they have guys playing. That's soft. We need to be excited about close games. You want to be down 10 going into Monday night, not up 10. This is your meal ticket. Even if it takes you down 1 more game, you might have lost the game anyway. This is your meal ticket. This is a guy that you can ride the coattails straight into a comeback mode, grab the last wild card spot in your fantasy football bracket, and win a championship. I'm so sick and tired of this crybaby mentality of, oh, I'm down 20. Do you think I'll win? Smitty, please tell me I'll win. Smitty, I'm retiring from fantasy football. What a weak mentality. Retire from fantasy football. Why? Because you got hit with injuries one season? Diversify. Next year, diversify. Don't quit. Come back and win a championship. Injuries hit you. Everybody's being hit with injuries. Go make a trade. CeeDee Lamb's there to win. All you got to do is ask him to be a part of your team. Michael Carter, as I mentioned the other day, everybody assuming because Michael Carter said that he's the starter. Everybody's like, he's a starter. Now, he was, sharing the reps with the, ones. It was DeMarcado and Carter rotating as the one. There's no doubt about it that Carter will get used. But when he said, always, on the practice squad one moment, and then I'm a starter the next moment, I firmly believe the reason he said that was he was suggesting that he goes from the practice squad to playing with the big boys. On the field with the big boys. Not that he was a starter. He was saying, I'm coming out of the bullpen to play with the guys on the field. And everybody's taking this from Michael Carter's mouth and trying to will it into existence. And I've said this for 3 days now. Michael Carter, according to his head coach, Jonathan Gannon, all these running backs, they'll all have roles when asked about the running back splits in week 5. No one's saying Carter can't have maybe 60% or whatever, but DeMarcado's been there doing good work, and he's looked pretty good this year. I'm not saying he hasn't gotten a shot like he did in years past and then fail, but DeMarcado's looked really, really solid. And just because Carter words something wrong, like he may not be a wordsmith, but he comes out there and says, yeah, you go from the practice squad to the starters, to the 50-man roster. Is what he's talking about. And everybody's running with this thing like Michael Carter is getting 99% of the carries. So there's that. And, let's also give one more absolute standing ovation for our boy Kyron from last night's performance.
He's Kyron, he's 7 feet tall, and he knows how to handle a ball. He's Kyron, he can take frowns and turn them upside down.
Mr. London, what seems to be the problem? I've been a little off. Can't seem to get things going, if you know what I mean. I think I have just the thing for you, Mr. London.
Brought to you by Gunner.com.
So the Gunner Player of the Week. Can everybody hear me? Okay, is the volume on this? I got my other mic hooked up this time. Can everybody hear me okay on this? The Gunner Player of the Week, Kyron Williams, 30-plus points fantasy, catching 2 touchdowns, showing his resilience as a pass catcher. We've got right now the Gunner clicks on right now, the CLIX clicks. I love these glasses. They look fantastic. These are blue light blocking glasses. We get a lot of times people in here that say, how's the volume level? Everybody can hear me okay? Smitty, why you wear, this guy's wearing sunglasses inside. What an idiot. But these are blue light blocking glasses. I'm also in a light box in here. So I get migraines when I don't have also the light protection. So I have both. I have blue light blocking clear, yellow. And how's that audio? The audio good? Volume's fine? Okay, good. And I switch these out. Now these are the clicks. I love these. I also love the Fallout, which comes in this amazing, unbelievably attractive metal case. This thing is fantastic. I love this case. But the Fallout are probably, I don't know, I think I still like the clicks more. But the Fallout are pretty badass as well. I love these. But they do have the clear ones. These are the Witcher from the TV show Witcher. These are their Witcher glasses. I do like these as well. They're the clear version. They're not bad. I like these a lot. There's also the Witcher. I have the Witcher that are the sunglass look as well. None of these are polarized so you can see all your screens. These are the Witcher as well. I love these. They come with this like awesome, like it's almost like a leather side on the side, but I love the Witcher. But man, my favorite seems to be between the Fallout. I'll wear the Fallout for a little bit. Go check them out at gunner.com. They sent me all of these. They're absolutely the Attic, Gunner, Underdog. My three favorite sponsors by far and away. I love the boys over at Gunner, so check them out. These are the Fallout. These are slightly different than the others. I will have a promo code here very soon. The New Age Outlaw gifts and memberships. New Age Outlaw gifted memberships. 20 gifted memberships from New Age. New Age, you here? New Age Outlaw.
You've just been Smitty approved.
New Age, appreciate you, my boy.
I smell meatloaf.
New Age, appreciate you.
Mashed potatoes!
Everybody drop a New Age Outlaw emoji. New Age, you still here? I just want to make sure you know that I see you, my boy. All right, let's get these $20 hauler super chats on screen. Appreciate you all. No matter what you drop, these $20 haulers help keep the lights on and unbelievably unselfish of all of you monsters. Thank you, Roger. Thank you. What's the word? Dropping the 20 wads on screen. Appreciate you so much, guys. Thank you very, very much. Let me see if I have any other 20s. I think there are. Gabe dropped one. Gabe, thank you for the $20 super chat. G Money dropped a super chat of $20 as well. G Money, thank you very much for dropping that. Let me put G Money to the back of these just so they're in order in which they're received. Thank you, G Money. What's the word says, do I trade away Puka for Worthy and Jamo Williams? Absolutely not. That is one of the worst, no offense, trades I've seen all week. Puka is the number 1, number 2, number 3 overall player right now. In fact, there's footage. I don't know if you've seen this footage, but there's footage of how he's able to do what he does.
Through sheer science and intense aerodynamic study, the mullet of Puka Nacua has been reconstructed inside the Fantasy Football Show studios. This systematic balance of hair volume, mixed with both Quantum Atom fiber technology and L'Oreal shampoo and conditioner, creates a floating mechanism to which the world has never seen. Patent pending. To see this prototype in action, see Puka on Sundays as he floats around the field.
So Puka's mullet is just unreal. It's unmatched. Aerodynamic capabilities. Okay, so the answer is no. I mean, look, is that I think it's Jamo Williams. If it's Javonte Williams, it doesn't change anything though. So just want you to know. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. G Money, hey Smitty, this team is 3-1. Make sure if you guys have Javonte or Jamo or you just throw Williams out there, you got to understand that there's multiple Williams, and you want to make sure you're clear on that. This team is 3-1. Didn't change it, though, for Javonte. QB, JD5, May, running backs, Bijan, Kyron, Gibson, Benson, Deebo, Buka, and A.O. Manor. Kraft, Fannin. Should I get a monster buy low for this team? I definitely would be very, very eager to get the Derrick Henry situation onto this team. However, I do feel like you're good at running back. Maybe Drake May, given that it's a 1 QB league, I don't see that it's super flex anywhere. You could trade Drake May, who's playing like a top 5 quarterback right now. You trade him to a QB needy team, and you're able to maybe upgrade even a Deebo into a JJ, because JJ hasn't played like an elite wide receiver this year. Like really, so you got a chance and open door. The CeeDee Lamb's injured right now. Rice, I definitely think Rice or Lamb in a Deebo and May move would make some sense for you, especially being a 3-1. So I think that those two wide receivers, and then of course Derrick Henry is still an option and a player that I absolutely love. Gabe, appreciate you. You're 3-1 as well. Congrats on that. Dak, Dart, Kyron, Bijan, Sharbs, Golden, Garrett Wilson, BTJ, Rice, Deebo. Love the squad. Someone dropped Gainwell. Do I pick him up? And if so, for who? Any other moves you could make? I would say I'm very, very intrigued by dropping wouldn't drop any of these guys, but maybe Stevenson or Andrews. If you think that you can pick up another tight end at any moment, like Strange is on the waiver wire, you've got a capability of picking up Fannin. So that would make Andrews not that appealing to me, especially, and you never know, maybe Rush connects with Andrews, but Andrews is older and I just don't think he'll be consistent. So I would probably drop the tight end unless you feel like that's going to be a tough move to recover from later with bye weeks or whatever. And Ertz is an injury prone guy, but if Ertz got hurt, Ben Sinnott would be the guy you want to pick up. So, and yes, so I pick him up for sure. Gainwell's a fantastic player. And then moves to make, I would say Gainwell might be somebody you can then move. Go to the Walker owner, try and get rid of Sharps to upgrade BTJ, or upgrade Deebo, or upgrade Garrett Wilson to a JJ or something like that if you want to make that move. But Garrett Wilson for JJ straight up might even get done, but throwing a Gainwell might make that happen. BTJ in Gainwell, BTJ and Sharps if the Walker owner has a slightly better wide receiver than BTJ. And if I was trying to get rid of, let's say, I honestly, BTJ and Deebo together to get JJ, to get a wide receiver of that caliber, I definitely would be interested in that. Lamb chops. You got Rice already. You're 1-3. Did I say you're 3-1? You're 1-3. I'm sorry. You're 1-3. I still would go after Lamb I'd still go after Lamb. I don't care if I'm 1-3. 1-3 is not the end of the world, bro. And your team's still good enough. I think even with the Bijan bye week situation, your team is still good enough with the Kyron lead that you have this week that you could go after Lamb, still get a W, and you'll be 2-3. You'll be fine. I think you'll be fine, bro. All right. Appreciate you. Love the squad. Squad looks great. That's the only move I'm going to make. And then half point per pick was half point PPR. Pick one wide receiver and one QB. I'm going to probably go with, Pittman's maybe a tad safer, and he is good to go for this week. I think I'd probably go Keenan Allen. And then I'd probably go Justin Fields with the matchup against the Cowboys. Seems like the best move to make. Appreciate your $20 super chat, young man. And I think I got all of the $20 haulers out of the way. Let's see here. Fannin, should I get a monster buy low? Yeah, I got G-Money's $20 hauler. Okay, back to the top. Let's go through the rest of the remaining super chats. New Age Outlaw. Is New Age still here? New Age, thank you very much for the super chats or the gifted memberships. Where's New Age Outlaw? New Age Outlaw. I just want to make sure he's still here. He still knows I appreciate him. New Age, where are you at, pal? Oh, he said yeah. He's here. Okay. New Age, appreciate you. Okay, Marquez with a $20 or a $2 hauler. Would you trade Igbuka for Jamar Chase? No, I would not, Marquez. Igbuka is the better guy. I mean, he's playing that way, Jamar Chase. We don't even know what Jamar Chase is. I think Jamar Chase bounces back, but we don't know what he is. Romeo Dobbs for Tutin. I'd rather have Tutin by quite a bit. Thank you very much, my guy. Smitty just got offered Derrick Henry and Hawkinson for Buka and Chase Brown. No, I want Buka and Chase Brown, and I would consider to move Chase Brown still. But look, Buka is better than Henry right now. I like the idea of getting Henry, but not at this cost. You're almost paying like as if Henry's not a discounted player. And a lot of people are freaking out about the fact that Lamar's not playing in the game, that they're going to focus on Derrick Henry and he's not going to be able to do anything. And there's a threat to that. There's a serious, angle there. I think I want to go back. I like these. I love the Fallout. You guys like the Fallout or the other one's better? The clicks are probably better. I think. I love them both, but I think I'm going to switch back. I'm going to go back to, I could roll with another pair. Maybe we'll go.
The Gunner Player of the Week.
Brought to you by Gunner.com.
Let's try The Witcher. We'll go with The Witcher. We'll try The Witcher for a little while. Yeah, these aren't bad. I like these. The Witcher are nice. Nice on the side. I mean, these ones are pretty sweet. I like these. It's like a leather. And the blue light blocking is phenomenal. We'll go with The Witcher for just a little while. Smitty just got offered Henry and Hawkinson for Buka and Chase Brown. My other backs are DeMarcado, Dowdle, Sharps, RJ, and other wide receivers are Sutton and Pickens, and I have Kittle on IR. Yeah. So go after Derrick Henry, but this isn't the deal, bro. This isn't the deal. Would I give up? I don't even know if I'd give up Buka for Derrick Henry, and you're giving up Buka and Chase Brown, so that's a no-go for me. PPR traded Garrett Wilson and Marks for Tutin and Rice. That's tough, man. I don't think I would have did that trade, Chris. I love Woody Marks, bro. Woody Marks is a midseason monster for a reason. He's a guy we love on this channel. He's a top 12 running back maybe going forward, and Garrett Wilson's already top 10. And while I do love Rice as a top 5 to 7, top 4 to 7 wide receiver going forward, I think that's you gave up a little too much. Now I have Nick Stroud. Let's see if your depth is there, though. I mean, you don't have any running. Like, you probably, yeah. I'm going to say, Chris, I wouldn't have done this trade. You had Marks. That was a perfect running back for this situation. You got Hampton and Scat, which is good. I don't mind that. It's solid. But I probably would have kept Marks. Now, you may have asked me that question like a week ago or something. I don't know. And I could have potentially said that I was wavering on it or something. But I think I would have held Marks at this stage. And, Rice is so good. I'm sorry, Wilson's so good. Both him and Rice are so good. I probably would have just held, but it's not bad. I mean, it's still a really, really good team. Other moves to make, you're just waiting on Tutin to gain some value, either to use him or to trade him. You're waiting on Hendy to gain some value. DeMarcado maybe gain some more value after this game, maybe not. CD Rice in London, let me just put it this way. Your receivers are off the hook, bro. No one's competing with your wide receivers once your receivers are on the roster, in the lineup. Rice, CD, and London. If you get Hampton playing like a top 10 running back, bro, I'm sorry, not top 10, top 5 to 10, you're going to the moon. Denny, can you hear me? I don't think I have audio for you. Actually, talk real quick.
Yes, hello. Microphone check.
We got Deebo. Deebo's off the injury report. Can I get a Deebo? Pull back your bow.
Deebo, draw back your bow.
The touchdowns flow. My fantasy football for me. How's that?
Yeah, we got the second verse. Go.
Deebo, please hear my cry. I
can't.
Denny, don't be bashful. Everyone loves your singing. You know that. You're the hottest ticket in town. You would sell out a small amphitheater, I think. Like one of those old ones that they're going to tear down. I easily could sell out one of those.
I think so. That would be nice.
Like a little college one.
Be quaint.
Like a little college theater.
Quaint.
Maybe half the seats are ripped out, but still, it would fill up. Real quickly, Denny, I got a lot of super chats to get to. I can't really talk too long. Real quickly, the floor is yours for 2 minutes. Go.
Somebody told me that the wide receiver ring is gone because CeeDee Lamb's gone. I mean, who's gone?
Yeah.
Wide receiver. Are you serious? And another thing.
Good point.
Yeah, thanks. And then I was going to say it, but, as a whole, Mac Jones.
Mac.
I smell meatloaf.
Mac Jones looks pretty good.
I think we should call Matt Meatloaf Jones. Mac Meatloaf Jones. I mean, he delivered the meatloaf.
I smell meatloaf.
He did, fine. Yeah, he wants. Yeah, Smitty wants the meatloaf. Oh, my mother loves it. No, I'm telling you, my mother loves you. Smitty likes the meatloaf.
Danny, I got to roll through these super chats. You got 30 seconds. Go.
Mac Jones, all right.
Okay, and then let's just go to the ones that the Patriots went away. Did Kendrick Bourne have a nice day?
But you know what? We should have known the rapport between the two. It was a good, crafty start. It should have been something we were more on top of. I'll admit that right now, because Mac and Kendrick, they knew each other from New England. It was pretty easy to see coming, and that was a nice play by anybody that executed upon it. But I will say, yeah, Meatloaf Mac is I think he's better than Brock Purdy by a mile. I think the Niners paid Brock Purdy $100 million. What was the Niners? Let's ask Kruger. Hold on. Let's get Kruger to tell us the. Hold on. Hang tight, Kruger. Denny. Hold on.
Ready, Kruger.
Kruger, what was Brock Purdy's contract that he just signed? What were the details?
Sure thing, Smitty. So Brock Purdy just locked in a 5-year extension with the 49ers for about $265 million, and he's got 181 of that guaranteed. So definitely a big payday for him.
Now, we got a problem, Kruger, because Meatloaf Mac Jones just came into the game. They've got 4 wins. This team could be 5-0 if Mac started every game. What do you think the Niners do with Meatloaf Mac looking like a player that's going to keep Brock Purdy on the bench? I mean, they're going to make up like, we need to make sure Brock Purdy's fully healthy before he ever comes back. What do you think, Krug?
Yeah, make up.
Let me tell you, if we're talking about Meatloaf Mac swooping in and turning into a hero, you know the Niners fan base is going to get spicy. And hey, it's getting hot in here, Etty, because if Mac Jones actually looks that good, the Niners will absolutely play it off like, we're just making sure Cody's 100% before he returns. That's how these things go, right? But at the end of the day, it's baked in, boys. If Mac is truly that good and they're winning games, they'll ride the hot hand. And if Purdy's contract is big, well, that just becomes a nice little QB controversy storyline for us to munch on.
So anyway, I think it's going to be interesting how that all plays out. We'll see. All right, Denny, got to roll. I got to get to these super chats. Appreciate you, bro. Call back. All right, later. I love these. I love all the Caleb. Smitty's wrong about Caleb. Where were you a couple weeks ago? You were hiding in the bushes. You didn't come out. You were just hiding and hoping that you didn't ever have to come back to the channel. And then he played the Dallas Cowboys, which I told you that the Dallas Cowboys were going to make Caleb Williams look like a revived young stallion. And what does he do? Goes out and looks like an amazing player, like anybody does. Like Jordan Love, anybody that plays the Dallas Cowboys gets, Fields plays the Dallas Cowboys this week.
I smell meatloaf.
But where were you when everybody was in the chat going, yeah, Caleb does suck. Smitty was right. And then he goes and plays Dallas and looks great. And then last week he reverted back to a pumpkin. Looked awful. I mean, when he kept the game ball, that was a disgrace that Caleb Williams kept the game ball. Caleb Williams didn't deserve the game ball. Caleb is one of the middest quarterbacks I've ever seen. And the fact that you're coming in now after the team has won 2 games and you think Caleb is the answer is wild, bro. Just wild. I don't know what you expected coming in here. Like, Smitty, I'm going to come in and I've been waiting for this. But waiting for what? What moment are you waiting for? PPR traded Garrett Wilson. So anyway, I appreciate you with this. Any other moves? I would say if you get Hampton playing like a top 5 running back, it could be game over. Even though I don't love this trade, Chris, you did a phenomenal job with this team. And I like the trade. I don't dislike the trade. Even though I don't love the trade, I think Marks is good enough. But, bro, your team is – the question would be if your lineup only allows you to start so many guys and you had to sit Scadaboo or Marks, I could see why you made this trade. And at the end of the day, Chris, you might have actually made the better trade for your team. You know what I mean? Like, your team and your lineup. I don't know the roster requirements and all that. So you might have actually made a good move there. PPR, Marks, White, Dowdle, DeMarcado. Marks, it's not even a question, bro. Marks all day long. I like Dowdle this week, but traded Genty for Henry. Take a lap. Yeah. I like Henry. I'm telling you to buy low on Henry, but you didn't listen to me, James. You bought high on Henry. But that's right, James. You're just doing James things. It's okay. Every once in a while, you don't listen to me anyway. 0.5 PPR, Jordan Mason, Trey Henderson, or Monty. I'd say Monty's the safest call this week. Henderson's higher risk, higher reward. You got to trust your gut. Mason or Rico. Probably Rico for safety, given the matchup and situation, I would say. But you're not wrong to start Mason. Start Harvey or Woods. You're going Woody Marks, bro, until Harvey's proven to get the volume, not just garbage time, which we loved, and it worked out really well. Injury and bye weeks leading to this. Well, bro, Woody Marks is a must start every week, so you don't have to. It's like you're embarrassed, like walking with your parents in the mall or something. You don't need to be embarrassed walking next to Woody Marks. Woody Marks is your starter. There's no bye weeks are a reason why I'm starting Woody Marks. Woody Marks is a must start. He might be a top 12 running back. Jose with the blank super chat. Jose, make sure you attach the question. I won't see any additional messages and find them. Got offered Kittle for Quentin Johnston. I would take Kittle over Quentin Johnston in hopes that does help me dominate the tight end position, which is ravaged with injuries and busts and all that kinds of stuff. Got Lamb, Mason for Garrett Wilson, Demarcado, and Dowdle. What do I think? I believe that I would rather have the Lamb and Mason side. I think you did really well on that. That's a good job, my boy. Mahomes is QB, Fannin or Kelsey. I'm going Fannin. Doesn't matter. Stacks don't matter to me in redraft, bro, at all. Doesn't influence anything. Got DK for Olave. Love that. That's a great move, bro. That's fantastic. And Banana, thank you for that sticker. I love the descriptions of them when I see it because I think it's a question when I first see it. Start Troy, Luke. What is it? What is it? Troy. Why are we using the names and no one it doesn't trigger memories? You know, it's like starting Troy, starting Luke. You put no scary Terry, but you're using the name. You're using middle names. I'm starting Eduardo. Eduardo who? Derrick Eduardo Henry. Come on, man. What are we doing? I don't know. I guess McCaffrey's not a bad play this week. Tolbert's not bad. These are all pretty dead even. Guys, vote in the chat. Troy, Luke, Tolbert, or Eduardo. Don't vote Eduardo. Actually, vote with one of those players, please. Bill Krosky, Merritt, and Pearsall for Drake London. If you like winning D, you'd probably take Drake London. I think that's probably the wisest move. Thank you very much for the super chat. Please pick two of these: Hampton, Genty, and Javante. You can't sit Hampton or Genty, bro. Come on. You start your studs, bro. Always. Start three: PPR, Judkins, Mason, Jacoby, Rico. Judkins and probably Rico for sure. And then it comes down to Jacoby and Mason. Jacoby's safer. Mason's higher risk with the matchup, but I'd probably start Mason personally. Is Sean Tucker a safe start? I would say not safe, but high upside, high risk. So the opposite. He's high risk, bro. High risk, but huge upside. Could get you 0 or he could get you 15, 20 points. Chase Brown, Hendy, Quentin Johnson for Hampton. I would take probably, it's a lot of value. I'd probably take Hampton, but it would depend on your depth though. 3-1 offered. My Amon-Ra for BTJ and Chase Brown. I'd rather have Amon-Ra. Amon-Ra's balling out, bro. You need to get more. You can throw a bunch of names at me, but it doesn't change anything right now with how they're playing. Flex 1, AJB, Woody, Dowdle. We're going Woody. Woody's the guy. He's the man, the myth, the legend. Start 1, Harvey, Hendy, Rashad White. I'm probably going to go Rashad White for safety, but I would definitely go Hendy if I had to make a big swing. A smiling face with sunglasses. Michael's other sticker. Michael, thank you. Appreciate you. Someone dropped Benson, number 4 waiver worthy. Definitely think it's, this stage in the game, bro, I don't know that they're going to be better pickups than Benson, and Benson will be back after 4 to 6 weeks. Diggs at Buffalo, Shaheed, or Godwin at Seattle. I'd probably go Diggs at Buffalo. I think that's a good matchup in revenge game. So trade K9 and MHJ to get JSN. I'd take JSN and run. Easy. Michael with another one, bro. He keeps dropping these amazing stickers. Director's chair with one word. Onset. or with the words onset. Thank you. Appreciate you, Michael. Michael to the moon. Michael's dropping these stickers like he's running out of things to do. I love it. Pair character turning around, waving. See, this gives me the description in here. I know you guys get to relish in the actual sticker itself. Ray dropping 1 gifted membership. Appreciate you, Ray, doing that. All right, we got some 20s that need to be discussed, and then I'll go back to the top in order in which they're received. Nick, appreciate you. Nick with a $20 hauler says, Smitty, my bro, JD5 or Kyler, Mason or Carter. I'm going to go probably Mason personally, but trust your gut on Carter, Mason. A lot of Carter people out there, but I think some of it's misguided, some of it's not. Sutton, Dowdle, give me Sutton, although Dowdle's really safe and a decent play. Give me Sutton, give me Mason, give me JD5. Not much of a hesitation. I don't think I feel bad if I get that wrong because those are the right calls. Those are the smart plays. This $20 hauler from SPC 5000 says, just picked up DeMarcado and flipped him for JCM. Grade the trade. It could work out. It's not a guarantee. It could work out. I don't hate it. I think DeMarcado could be nothing in 2 weeks, 1 week, 5 weeks. He could play well for 4 weeks. He could not even be the starter after this game right here. Carter could be the guy. It's hard to know. I'd rather take the gamble on JCM for the long play. So I would say I like that. You did really well just getting the better player for the long term because JCM is going to start getting used more and more, whereas DeMarcado's got this small window of time where he's not even guaranteed. You know what I mean? Kevin, appreciate your blank super chat. I don't see a question though, Kevin. Let me see if I can find it. It's helpful if you guys attach the question in there. Kevin did drop a 20, so I do have an obligation to go find Kevin's question. Help me, man. I sent you 20. Well, Kevin, in fairness, you didn't attach the question. So neighbors hurt. I've got MHJ, Buka, Higgins, Dobbs, and Diggs. What's the right guy to start? MHJ, Buka, Higgins, Dobbs. Well, I mean, if you're actually asking me to pick one, why on earth would you even consider sitting Buka? You know, that would be my first question. But if I'm ranking these guys, it's going to be Buka and then MHJ because he did deliver. I think Diggs is a nice third option. Higgins is hard to trust right now, but I do think he's also in the same wheelhouse as Diggs for value and upside and risk and all that. But Buka by a country mile and then MHJ and then a tier break after MHJ even. But that's the easiest question in the world. Like, do I start Buka? Do I start a top 5 wide receivers? Basically what you're asking me. Yes, the answer is yes. Thank you for your super chat, by the way, my boy. Appreciate you very much for dropping that. We've got another super chat here from, let me just make sure I got all these 20s out of the way. This one's from Plug. Appreciate you, Smitty. I'm sending MHJ and Olave for Woody and JMO. I don't like that trade. I love it.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Love that trade, bro. Love that trade. Don't like it. Love it. I'm taking a lap or Smitty approved. Smitty approved.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Not even close. And also have Bucky and Bijan wide receivers are Deebo, AJB, and Travis Hunter and Fannin. Nice job, bro. And I like that you're not giving up on Travis Hunter. Not saying to start him, but people that are running away from him are going to be probably, I think, later on upset because I think he comes around. Need wide receivers. Traded Wandale, JCM for Olave and Devontae Smith. I think that didn't really do much for me, bro. It's just kind of a bland swapping of talent that's, whatever. Start 2, Woody, Keenan Allen, Rashad White, Xavier Worthy and Woody, not even close, bro. Thank you very much. And then just making us all laugh. Thank you for all the hard work. Thank you, Soap. Appreciate you. Didn't realize I was doing as well in that department as I thought. Pick one to flex. Sharps, JCM, DeMarcado, Tucker. I'm gonna probably go. I would probably go unless we hear something great about Sean Tucker, which we could in terms of volume. Or Sharps, it's between one of those guys. I think it's news dependent, though. I wish I could give you an answer now. I guess I'd say Sean Tucker if I had to choose right now. Would you trade St. Brown for McConkey and Derrick Henry? This is a $20 hauler from John. John, thank you very much, bro. Would you trade St. Brown for McConkey and Derrick Henry? I don't think this is enough. I think when you hear me say that you should go get Henry cheap, that doesn't mean trade a top 5 or 6 overall player, because St. Brown would go in the top 5, 6, 7 overall for drafting today. Lab McConkey is forgotten, almost being dropped by people. So you're buying both Henry and McConkey at preseason value. So this is the exact opposite of what I'm saying. You need to get a Garrett Wilson and Derrick Henry, bro. You need to get at least a Deebo Samuel and Derrick Henry if you're going to be trading St. Brown. So the answer is hell no to this. But it doesn't mean I don't like the concept. You're just not deploying it right. You're buying Derrick Henry as if he's not slumping, bro. If you can look at my squad and make a move. So Puka, St. Brown, you got your wide receivers, Worthy and London. Your receivers are off the hook. If you could start all 4, I would just probably stand down, bro, and let Scattaboo and Genty carry the running back room, all 4 of those wide receivers. Now, if you can't start all 4 of the wide receivers, then I am moving London or Worthy, probably Worthy, with Scattaboo or with Hendy, maybe even Genty if you can go into the Gibbs territory. But I'm going and getting an Achane using Scat and Worthy. I'm going and getting a running back like that. But if I could start all 4 wide receivers, bro, I think I'm standing down because your team is absolutely phenomenal, my boy. Nice job. 8-team standard PPR: Lamar, Kyler, Bijan, Brees, Rashad White, Harvey, Hendy, Puka, Egbuka, BTJ, QJ, Tyler Warren. Any specific moves to make? You're waiting on Lamar. No one's going to give you what you need anyway, and Kyler will suffice for now. Brees and Bijan are fantastic. Rashad White, I don't even know if anybody would buy him now. Maybe the Bucky owner would. You could sell him to the Bucky owner, see if you could upgrade BTJ or QJ. I'd definitely trade QJ now. QJ, problem is QJ and Brees for an upgraded running back. And I like Brees, but, you try and go after like Gibbs. You try and use QJ, Harvey, and Brees to go get Gibbs. If you can't get something that high caliber, maybe you can trade Brees and QJ for Achane. And I think that is an upgrade. A running back around that territory. Brees for Henry and something. Upgrade QJ or BTJ. Go to the Henry owner. Trade Brees for Henry, which will seem like an upgrade to them. And it might be. But I would take the gamble on Henry to upgrade BTJ or QJ. Specifically QJ if you can. Thank you for the $20 hauler, my boy. Appreciate you very much for dropping that. Let me go back to the top and answer these in order in which they were received. $10 hauler. Smitty, I'm sending MHA and Alave for Woody and JMO. Are you? Yes, I already did that one. Nice job, bro. What a trade. What a trade. Yo, Smitty, weekly team review, 12-team.5. CD, Nico, BTJ, MHA, Bucky, Hampton, Hendy, White, Tutin, Henry, Fannin, any moves. Probably say with this team, I'm standing down, waiting for CD. I just don't want to get rid of CD. Nico and CD is going to be off the hook. If BTJ bounces back, you're going to be set. I'm trying to trade BTJ or MHJ with maybe, I don't think you can do much right now, bro. If you could trade Bucky right now for Henry and something, I would do it. Or if I could take Bucky and MHJ for Henry and upgrade from MHJ, I might do it. I love Bucky, but you might be waiting a week or two. I hope it's only 1 week. It sounds like it could be, but we certainly could get that dragging us along type treatment in week 6 where we're like, oh, is he coming back or is he not? And what's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers bye week? Buccaneers bye week. It is bye week 9. Yeah, they're not going to sit him out till bye week 9. I just want to make sure they're not going to be like, okay, we're sitting him to 2 games in the bye week. Yeah, I would say I would only trade Bucky if you're getting Henry and something. If you're getting Achane and something, or I'd do Achane potentially straight up, I guess. If you're getting Genty and something, you're getting Hampton or Judkins and something. That's how I'd potentially get out of the Bucky situation if you feel like you can't wait 2 games without him. But White's not a bad supplemental piece right now while you wait. Make sure Sean Tucker isn't out there. But I'm definitely waiting on this team more than I'm doing anything. And, Hendy and Tutin will be bargaining chips for you later, too. Like, you don't have to. It's not like you're in a dead end right now where you can't make any moves the rest of the season. Those pieces just need to evolve for you to have any sort of movability. Taysom's been the QB room all offseason, close to a return, IR spot stash. Moore sounds more willing to let Taysom get QB play. Tush push could be hidden gem for the season. Yeah, it definitely could be. We've always been a big Taysom Hill crew here. If anybody has an extra spot and they had like a wide receiver they're not using at all, like a Michael Wilson for the Cardinals or something you're not Lee get, like something trash like that. Go pick up Taysom Hill maybe, and he could definitely be, and depending on his eligibility, could definitely be a special, type of move. And remember, this is the biggest channel on Taysom Hill you'll find. For years, we've been touting his ability to dominate for people. Traded AJB and Tyler Warren for Tyler Warren. I take Tyler Warren in a heartbeat. That's a Smitty approved smash of the year, maybe. Nice job, bro. Trade of the year for you. Was offered Myers and Mason for QJ. I'd take Myers and Mason probably. I would. I'd rather have a little different player than Myers, but I definitely would take that because I feel like I could flip it. And Mason's undervalued there. Josh Allen, Scatterboo, Worthy for Kyler, JSN, and Gibbs. Woo! I would probably take the Kyler, JSN, Gibbs side, trying to get Woody Marks thrown in. If you do that, then it's even more so. But I hate losing Josh Allen for sure. And I like Scat and Worthy a lot, but JSN and Gibbs are just a higher caliber of player on both levels. And then Josh Allen's the one that you get crushed on, that trade, that swap. But you could maybe trade Kyler and something for Mahomes. Go get Woody Marks. If you get Woody Marks, that'd be insane. Start 2, Hendy, Harvey, Sean Tucker, DeMarcano. I'd probably go Hendy and Harvey or Hendy and Tucker. I think we're waiting on Tucker news. If we get really, really good Tucker news and suggests that he's going to get a ton of work, then I think we switch to Tucker and Hendy. Would you trade Genty or Judkins for Deebo and Pacheco or Nico and Woody Marks? Would I trade Genty or Judkins? Let's just say I'd probably trade Judkins before I trade Genty at this moment in time. And I've wavered on that as, we've been rolling through the weeks because they're very close. Deebo and Pacheco, hell no. Nico and Woody, I would take Nico and Woody Marks for Judkins. Yes. That is a very, very good trade. Whereas the other one's not. I mean, it's just not the same. And if you traded Genty for that, I still would be okay with that, but I'd rather keep Genty. Got offer Breece Hall and Ladd for Mike, Kyron, and Diggs. I would say keep Kyron and Diggs, bro. Definitely not making that move. Definitely not. Henderson, yeah. No. Don't trade Kyron. Kyron, all he does is score touchdowns, bro. Kyron Williams, man. It's Kyron.
He's Kyron. He's 7 feet tall, and he knows how to handle a ball. He's Kyron. He can take frowns.
He can turn frowns upside down, bro. Bijan, Marks, Tutin, Benson, Pacheco, Amon-Ra. Got offered Marks and Worthy for Breece and Hunter. I would take Marks and Worthy and run, bro. Fantastic trade. Who is my wide receiver 2? Worthy, Deebo, or Waddle, Deebo? Well, no. Chat, vote Worthy or Deebo, please. Worthy or Deebo. Can we get a vote on that? I'd probably say they're both fantastic right now, man. And trade Waddle if you can. If you got all three of these and you got a surplus, trade Waddle because he's got a lot of value right now. Would have to drop one Addison or Rashad White. Stranger, Waller, Bowers possibly out. Bowers isn't out. So don't even worry about that question. Bowers is expected. I mean, could he sit last second? Sure, but his coach already said he expected him to play. So if you got to swap him out last second, I mean, I guess I would probably say if you had to, you probably. I don't like the idea of dropping Addison. I certainly don't like the idea of dropping Rashad, but I like the idea of dropping Rashad White, who's temporary, more so than dropping Addison. So make that move if you have to, but you should be fine because according to his coach, Bowers is good to go. We're getting a worthy Deebo. Pretty even, man. I would probably lean toward, I guess, Deebo for safety, Worthy for high risk, high reward. But man, that's super close. Smitty need a flex spot. Hendy, AO Manor. Let's see here. AO Manor. AO Manor is such a good player, bro. I would say that this is probably going to be, for me, Hendy, high risk, high reward. Godwin is your safest play. Io Manor's in between. I'd probably say, right now I'm going to say Hendy, but it's a high risk play. You want safety, go Io Manor, or Godwin is your safest play, probably. Just traded Waddle plus Kelsey for Judkins and Kittle. Bro, I would have done that for just Judkins. Bro's stealing players away. If Mason for Rice offer is declined, should I take Woody for Mason straight up? Absolutely, bro. Abso-mother-freaking-lutely. Trying to get Judkins from the Chase Brown owner, a throw to get in. Ladd, Sharps, Dowdle, Pearsall, or Carter. I mean, I'd throw in any one of those guys to get. I'd try and keep Ladd and Sharps, though, if I can. Just so you know, like, pecking order there. But, yeah. 12-man PPR 2 and 2. Genty, Bucky, Judkins, nice running backs, bro. Trade Rashad White and Hendy for Marks. Absolutely. You don't even need Brashard Smith. If you get Brashard Smith, that's a bonus. But Marks, look, it's weird to me that Marks is such a tradable piece right now. You know, and I've heard other people tell me that they're hearing from other people that it's like, you know, I don't know. It's like, it's almost like he's gonna not be a top 15 running back, and that he's gonna lose touches, or they're gonna figure something else out at running back. It's wild to me that Woody Marks. We might have to do a Woody Marks video tonight. I think we might lead with Woody Marks tonight. You have Marks and Judkins outside your top 12 rookies, while saying Sampson is better than Judkins. Period. Can't jump on the train now. Take a lap, pal. Bro, you don't even know what you're talking about. Because you can take a potential ranking show where we're ranking based off of expectations and ADP and all of that. But at the end of the day, when Woody Marks has been sitting on the midseason monster board and your boy talks him up constantly as the player that you keep an eye on, you don't rank higher. You're not going to draft him in the top 12. You got to understand, TH, what a lap you're taking right now. This is embarrassing for you. This is embarrassing for you. Very embarrassing.
Brees Hall is 8 foot tall. He will always answer the.
Here's the Brees Hall always slips in there.
Take a big lap.
So this is embarrassing for you, my boy. But essentially, you know, what people don't understand when there's rankings is people draft based on your rankings. You have to be careful when you're ranking a player or doing any sort of ranking show to have somebody like Woody Marks at 12 if you think he's going to be 12, because someone will draft him at 12. But yet all the supporting content you hear all offseason long says, but this guy's somebody that can go from rags to riches. And we've had him on this board all season long, and you try and come in here and act like you're what, taking this away from me? Oh, I'm sorry, TH. I'm so sorry that I didn't have him ranked higher on a certain show that you watch. If you didn't listen to me talk about Woody Marks all offseason, that's your own fault, pal. That's your own fault. Here, let me send you on one more lap just because you asked for it.
Take a big lap. We don't need your head.
Nice try, bro. Unsuccessful attempt. Ao Manor or Slayton. I'm going Ao Manor, bro. I like him a lot. He's really good. Who wins this trade? Rashad White, Scatterboo, or Judkins? Rashad White, Scatterboo, or Judkins? I don't know what you're asking here. Rashad White, Scatterboo, or okay, so I guess Judkins is on one side. Judkins by a mile. Like, how is that even a question? Judkins is a way better player. Fields, Danny Dimes, Allen for Mahomes, Tuten, Jennings. I assume this is super flex. If not, then it doesn't matter. Like Mahomes side by a mile. But I think I'd like the Mahomes side anyway. That's a fantastic trade. This one here, trade target ideas or Pollard plus Hunter. Trade target ideas for Pollard plus Hunter. Jeez, bro. Marks, Woody Marks. Deebo. Scatterboo. I would say JMO. Those would be things that come to mind, my boy Josh. Thank you for the super chat. Can you imagine coming in here and trying to tell me to take a lap on Woody Marks?
Take a look. Take a big lap. We don't need your hating ass coming back.
Mike with a $20 hauler. Thank you, pal. Would you trade J.K. Dobbins and Chase Brown for Rachaad White and Trey Henderson? Bucky. No, this is not a good trade. Don't sell Chase Brown that low, bro. Don't do it. That's not a good move. I love Trey Henderson, but I don't think I guess hold on, let me back up for a second. Problem is, if you don't take this though, and Hendy blows up this week, you won't get him back. So I guess maybe we do take. Chat, do we take the gamble now? Do we take the gamble now and say, you know what? What if Hendy gets unlocked this week? He'll never be able to get this trade again. You're selling Chase Brown low, but you're also buying, you're still buying Hendy low. Or you're buying Hendy high, I guess you should say. I would say do this, but tweak it a little bit, bro. I still feel like you could trade J.K. Dobbins and a non-Chase Brown player. Leave Rachaad White out. I know you got Bucky and you're worried about that, but I don't know. You're trying to just grab the whole crew together. I don't know that I'm worried about Rachaad White that much. I don't know. Gamble, take Hendy now. Yes, I do it. Do it, bro. Yeah, I don't know. This is a tough one. I guess pull the trigger. Pull the trigger, Mike. My initial reaction is you could get more, but I'm fine getting Hendy now. Just understand that you could be waiting on that. Start Dart or Daniels. I don't understand that question. Start JD5 or Dart. I don't think I've ever heard something like that before. Bro, JD5. What are people doing? PPR, Flex, White, Rico, or JMO. I'm going to go JMO this week. I think JMO has a baller day. Worthy and Kamara for Henry. I would take Henry in this situation, honestly, but that's close. Mason and QJ for JJ. I think you could get Henry cheaper or get something thrown in. So that's my advice to you. Get more. Mason or QJ for JJ takes. Come on, guys. What are we doing here? Mason and QJ for JJ? How are we doing these trades? Yes, of course. Of course. Do it. Do it live. Josh Allen for Lamb. I'd rather have Lamb. You've got May. That's great. That's a great move. Drop 2. Kelsey, Fannin, Malik. Darren Waller. What do you mean, Malik Neighbors? What are we doing there? Drop Kelsey and Washington, Malik Washington. I'd probably drop Kelsey and Malik Washington if I had to. Travis Hunter hurts to hold because of his draft number. Travis Hunter hurts to hold because of his draft number. Well, it doesn't hurt to hold Bucky Irving, did it, last year until week 10? Was it painful to hold Jahmyr Gibbs until week 7? Josh Allen Scatterboo for Kyler, Brees, JSN, Woody. So Josh Allen Scatterboo Worthy for Kyler, Brees, JSN, Woody. I would take Kyler, Brees, JSN, and Woody over Josh Allen Scatterboo Worthy. Yes. Well, hold on. Who was it was a different player than Brees, wasn't it? Man, that's a tough one. Josh Allen Scat Worthy. I think there's something different here. There's a different player here. I don't know if I like this as much as the other one. You were getting Woody thrown in, but now you downgraded Brees from somebody. I still probably take this deal. No, I don't. No, I love Woody. I love JSN. I'm not doing it. JSN, Scat, and Worthy. I'm not going to do that. You changed something, bro. I'm not doing that. I'm keeping Josh Allen. He's such a big scorer, bro. Hendy or Michael Carter this week. I'd probably go Hendy if it's me. Allen, BTJ, Trey, or Mahomes, Wilson, and Buka. Give me Mahomes, Wilson, and Buka. Holmes, Wilson, and Buki, yeah. Close call, though. I mean, there's some pros and cons of that. Flex one, Michael Carter Waller. I'd probably go A.O. Manor right now, but I want to go JCM. I just don't trust him. I'd say A.O. Manor for right now. Trade away McBride for Tyler Warren and Henderson. I'd take Tyler Warren and Henderson in Dynasty for sure, bro. Scattaboo, Monty, McBride, Bond for HN, AJB, Ollie, and Waller. Give me the H-hand side of that, and then I flip AJ Brown though, for sure. Have PPR, pick one, ETN, Rico, Rashad White, have Buka. I'm gonna pick. I mean, what would make you even consider sitting ETN? ETN, it's not even a question, bro. It's not even close. 3-1 stack. I mean, look at the title of this video and the intro of this video. Maybe you joined late, but all we talked about was ETN's a top 5 to 10 running back. You know, what are you doing? Up 3-1 stacked. Just sold Mason Deebo for CeeDee Lamb. Love that trade. That's fantastic. That's really good, bro. Being offered Dobbins and Jettas for Kyron and BTJ. I would probably rather have, Kyron and BTJ. But the wind could shift on that one, just so you know, easily. Just one piece of news. Would you trade Genty and Flowers for Rice and Judkins? I would take Rice and Judkins and run. Friend traded Lamar, Gainwell, and Jalen Warren for JD5 Jefferson and Waddle. I think that your friend got a great side of that trade. JD5 Jefferson Waddle is fantastic, bro. That's a lamb basting if I've ever seen one. Also this week, start PPR Woods. You mean Woody? Woody, White, Dowdle, Harvey, or Henderson. Woody Marks, if that's Woody Marks, bro. Of course Woody Marks. If it's not Woody Marks and you're talking about somebody else, Robert Woods, Bobby Trees, then I guess Dowdle for safety. But if that's Woody, you throw Woody out there. Drop some wood in the chat, please. This one here, $10 hauler, 4-0. Lost Neighbors try and trade Judkins, Benson, Carter for Rice, Javante, or hold. I would take. Oh man. I guess I think it's pretty even. I'm fine with either side. Judkins, I love Rice more than Judkins by a touch once he's back, but he's not back. But then you got Javante in the meantime. I'd probably say give me the Javante Rice side. And then I'm trying to aggressively trade Javante to get into that ETN or Hampton or Judkins type of player. 10-man half PPR, Knicks, Pickens, MHJ. What can you do? Love the certain parts of this team. I think I'm trying to trade maybe MHJ and Chase Brown for like one player, bro. Henry, Lamb, Judkins, and something if you can get. Just Sherman, appreciate you with the $5 hauler. Would you drop for who you drop for a kicker? I mean, Michael Carter's going to be the worst player eventually because Benson's coming back and he's sharing time. I don't want to drop Rashard Smith as he's just getting going. Diggs could have a revenge game. B-Rob if something happened. I mean, look, I'd probably drop B-Rob for now, but just monitor him. Or if you don't want to drop him because you're thinking CMC's going down soon or something, then I'm not opposed to dropping. I just don't know if Carter's sharing time. I just think Carter or Hunter. Choose who you want to drop. I'm not dropping Hunter. I'd drop Carter over that. I have Rashee Rice and a decent wide receiver room, but need a running back badly. League mate wants his Higgins and Worthy for Judkins. What do you think? I think Judkins by a lot. I love Worthy, but Judkins by a lot. Judkins is a top 10 running back, bro. Laporta, need a crafty trade idea. London, MHJ, Deebo. So I'm keeping Deebo. I'm keeping London. I'm trading maybe MHJ and Scat or MHJ. Honestly, MHJ, I love Jacobs, but MHJ and Jacobs for like Henry and a wide receiver. You know, if you could get like a Deebo already, a Deebo-esque player. But I also can contemplate trading Scat and MHJ for a Derrick Henry or a JJ. I would trade MHJ and Jacobs for JJ and somebody. I would be reluctant to trade Woody, but Woody and MHJ. I don't think Woody's going to get the value you want. But a JJ and Henry are two players I want, and I think I go for 2-for-2s because Henry should be bought low, and so I think you can get more. Is he worth picking up? Bench consists of, Ramondre is on waivers. Is he worth picking up? If so, for who? Kendra Miller is probably worth more than Ramondre. Ramondre's got a fumbling problem. Even if he got fed more, he probably fumbled the job away. So I'd say probably not, bro. Not for what you have there. I'd rather just keep your players. But thank you for the super chat. Ferguson, Taylor, Jameson Williams for my Judkins, Igbuka, and Warren. Taylor and Jameson and Ferguson for Judkins, Buka, and Warren. I'd rather have Judkins, Buka, and Warren, bro. To be honest with you, JT's been lights out, but I think Judkins is close to him. And so Ibuka and Warren crushed that remaining side. So I'm going to say hell no. Hell to the no on that one, my boy. I'm 1-3 lost neighbors. My team is Mahomes, Barkley, Hampton, Tet, Pickens, McBride. Any moves? Love Barkley, Mahomes, and Hampton, to be honest. It's a really good McBride. Fantastic. I would say Tet and Pickens is a little bit worrisome. I wonder if you could trade. Part of me wonders if you could trade Barkley for Henry and then upgrade Tet or Pickens or get an additional player or take Godwin, throw Godwin in. You got MHJ on the bench, though. That's pretty good. So maybe MHJ and Tet for one wide receiver. MHJ, Tet, and DeMarcado, all for JJ. JJ's very cheap right now. MHJ and Tet, MHJ and Pickens for JJ. I think that would be a smart move. Barkley for Henry or Barkley down to, some people would still think Barkley's higher than even Achane. So if you could get some sort of Tet upgrade or MHJ upgrade or Pickens upgrade or just honestly, I think there's wide receiver needy teams that might take Tet and Pickens for JJ or equivalent, like a Nico. $50 hauler from BBQ. BBQ, thank you. Appreciate you, my man.
$50. Give me $50.
Appreciate you for the $50 hauler, BBQ, to the mother freaking moon. BBQ says, was here all offseason. Smitty identifies talent as good as anyone, but the talent needs an opportunity, and the obstacles to playing can be off the field stuff, coaching and scheme. Easy to play Monday morning QB. Fantasy is unpredictable. That's why it's fun. Thank you, BBQ. Appreciate you. Yeah, people are weird, bro. It's okay. Imagine sending a super chat trying to crap on the show, and then your point is that we didn't call Woody Marks here. That's what TH tries to do with the super chat. Oh, I'm gonna call Smitty out with the super chat because then he'll have to read my message, and then you just embarrass yourself. Hey, Smitty, I think you missed my first super chat. Tyler, probably not. I probably haven't got to it yet. Trade Lamar to get Dak and Tet. I'm gonna say no. I'd rather wait on Lamar. Trade CMC and Worthy for Amon-Ra and Jacobs. I'd say no. You're not doing what I said. What I've said over and over and over, and I don't know why people are not listening to this. You trade CMC for what was it for? You CMC for Amon-Ra and Jacobs. This is what you do. This is what you can do. This is what you're allowed to do. This I do. You're throwing in Worthy. You're making it a 2-for-2. How in the hell is that? How in the hell is that a 2-for-1? It has to be a 2-for-1. You make someone pay the price, or you wait for somebody that's willing to pay the price. That's it. Plain and simple. There's no trading 2-for-2. There's no getting rid of CMC unless you're getting 2 pots of gold. You don't give up CMC and a pot of gold for 2 pots of gold. Then it doesn't make any sense at all. Start Harvey Mason. Well, thank you for the super chat. And I'm only being critical just to make sure you don't ruin the opportunity you have. Start Harvey Mason or Brashard Smith. I would probably say Harvey for right now. It's a really, really close call, though, my boy. Super, super close at this stage in the game. Tyler, see, here's your super chat. You were just a little early. 1 and 3, JD5, Genty, Brees, ETN, Nico, MHJ, Waddle, Bowers. Would you make any moves? I probably would say that with this team, ETN's fantastic. Nico, MHJ. The only thing I want to do is consolidate. I keep Bowers because you can't get anything for him, and I think he bounces back. So MHJ and Waddle for one wide receiver. MHJ and McLaurin for one wide receiver. I want JJ. Would I trade Brees and McLaurin or Brees and Waddle for JJ and something? Absolutely. Would I trade Brees down to Henry to upgrade Waddle or MHJ slightly? Absolutely. Those are the moves I would make with that team if that was me. Appreciate you. Somehow I'm 3-1, 10 team. Fields, he's got a great matchup this week against Dallas. Bucky, Kyron, nice job with Kyron. You got a nice little lead here. Rashad White's a nice fill-in. You're fine. Lamb, McLaurin, Igbuka's balling out. You're good, bro. Kittle, Ertz, what moves to make? I would move Kittle now while someone's trying to get crafty with their team and they're looking for moves. Kittle, McLaurin, 2 injured players for somebody thinking JSN on the cheap or something like that. I definitely don't know that you have much maneuverability outside of using Kittle and McLaurin, and they're hard to sell when they're injured. So, if you had to go for even a Woody Marks and a player like JMO, I would do it. Would I sell McLaurin for JMO straight up? Well, yes. Would I sell McLaurin for Ladd and just hold on to Ladd and wait? Yes. Would I sell Kittle for JMO straight up? I probably would. I think Kittle's he could be a very nice piece down the stretch, but where will you be, 2 weeks from now? But Kittle, the news about Kittle and his window potentially opening up to get his practice window opening back up very soon might trigger someone to make a move. Try and get JMO and somebody for Kittle if you're doing that trade. Dynasty, should I try and trade for Lamar using May, T. Higgins, and 26 second? I'm fine with that. I'm fine with May as well, though. May's freaking a top 5 QB in redraft right now. So I'm not saying he stays there all year. He could be 7, he could be 8, he could be 5. But I definitely think that I'm fine going and getting Lamar. So either way, I don't think you're making a bad trade or making a bad, hold if you end up saying no. Darren Waller or Hunter Henry. I would say Hunter Henry right now. And your starters look pretty damn good, bro. Love the squad. JMO's going to have a big day, I think. Scat, love him. Yeah, team's looking really good, fluid. Team's looking fluid, bro. Appreciate you. 1 QB, 2 flex Saturday. Traded Genty, Ladd, and May for Hampton, London, Ollie, and Mims. Traded Ladd, May, and Genty for Hampton, London. Yeah, bro. I have Hendy. It's great. Great trade. Great trade. Cameron, appreciate you. Did I already answer this one? Should I trade CMC for Worthy? Yeah. 3-1. Really high on CMC. If he's really high on CMC, you got to sell him high, bro. Don't do 2 for 2s. Just traded Pickens and QJ for CMC and Woody Marks. Dub, I don't know how you pulled that off, but you could play with the house's money at this point. You don't even have to trade CMC, but if you were to get a deal like I'm describing, you could flip it for even more. But holding on to this is not a bad move, and you got a great team. If I was trying to upgrade, I would consider shopping and trying to get that JSN and Hampton, that potential HN and JSN for CMC, but that's the only thing I'm doing. CMC's workload is insane, and the likelihood of him breaking down, we're only 5 games in, is crazy high. 1 and 3 non-PPR. Start Woody, Brees, or Marv. I'm starting probably Woody this week, bro. Brees is nice, though. Maybe, guys, are we starting Brees or Woody? Brees or Woody? And did we get more gifted memberships? Whenever I see people saying thanks to, we got the 1 and then the New Age dropped to 20 earlier. So thank you very much for that. Guys, Brees or Woody? Brees, easily Brees. Man, I'm tempted to say we're gonna be so sad watching Woody ball out though. Dallas is such a good matchup. It solves the problems of everything. Yeah, I think my answer to you is you got to figure out a way to get both in there. Garrett Wilson, Rice. So Genty, Hall, RJ, Harvey, Woody, Puka, BTJ, Garrett Wilson. So Puka and Garrett Wilson are your 2 wide receivers. And, I mean, can't Woody Marks be a flex? Yeah, you have 2 flexes. So you've got Genty, Hall, Woody, Puka, Garrett Wilson. End of the story. I don't even know why we're debating it when you have the ability to start both of them. Thank you for the super chat. Smitty, my daughter Emma is a huge fan and laughs at your weird arm exercise gadget. Can you say hello to Emma? Traded Golden for JMO. Thoughts? Golden for JMO. Love it. Home run trade, first of all.
You've just been Smitty approved.
And then you said my arm gadget. Are you talking about this one? Are you talking about this one? I think this is the one you're talking about. So, Emma, this one's for you.
I smell meatloaf.
There we go. Thank you. Appreciate you. All these gadgets and things I get sent from the sponsors are hilarious. That one's fun. It's really brutal on your arms, your forearms. You get sore. It beats them up. But I do need to use that more. Would you drop Michael Carter for Brashard Smith? Long term, I would. I do think it's a better long term play. Just traded Kamara and DK for Brees Lightning. That's a lot to pay. I think it's okay. I think it'll work out for you, but it is a lot to pay. You did overpay. Like the person that got the other side of that is doing well as well. But I do like Hall more if you're in surplus mode. Start 1, Sharps, Harvey, Hendy. Probably Hendy for right now, but we're in news dependency mode. Thanks again, and shout out to Emma. Emma, everybody give a fire emoji or a thumbs up or whatever for Emma in the chat. And then did we do a standing?
Mashed potatoes!
Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Okay, next super chat is from Anxiety. Anxiety with the $10 hauler says, do I need a running back ASAP or just panic Peter? Team is Allen, Bucky, Mason, Sharps, Tutin, Ollie, CD, Buka, Adams, Worthy, Tyler Warren, 2 and 2. There's blue blockers, not shades. There's blue blockers, not shades. I mean, these are shades. These are shades and blue light blocking glasses. So I'm not sure what you mean there. But anyway, I think you're just saying that they're not shades. You're emphasizing that Smitty's not wearing sunglasses inside. He's wearing blue blockers. That's why I'm saying. Okay. Buka, CD, Adams, Worthy. I guess I'll potentially trade Worthy for RB. I think, look, Worthy for Marks and something like Marks and JMO would be a nice move. Trading Mason for Marks would be a nice move. Tutin's nice. Make sure you can't pick up Sean Tucker for the Bucky situation. But I like Woody Marks and JMO right now if you're able to find the JMO owner, see what running back they have. But Woody Marks is a fantastic buy low, in my opinion. Derrick Henry would be great buy low if you could figure out a way to do a Derrick Henry trade. Anxiety. And let me just see your team real quickly again. So if you were to maybe move like Bucky for Henry and a receiver, it could work. I'm not saying sell Bucky now. I'm just saying I'd entertain it. And if not, Mason for Marks, Mason and Worthy for Henry. I think you could maybe pull off something like that. Was just offered MHA and ETN for JSN. I think I'd probably rather have, I guess I'd rather have ETN and MHJ, but then I flip MHJ. And make sure you get Tutin in that deal if they've got Tutin. Don't let them keep Tutin. But make sure you grab Tutin off waivers if he's available. Evans and Pollard for Ricky and JCM. I will probably say this is pretty even, Carter. I don't think anybody's winning or losing this trade. It all kind of depends on Evans. If Evans comes back and is good, I'd probably take Evans Pollard, but then I would flip it if I can try and do another move. But Evans, you got to wait probably to flip him until he's closer to coming back. Would you trade Rice and Harvey for Judkins and Brashard Smith? I think it's even. I think we had this question before. I lean toward Rice and Harvey because of what I think Harvey can become, and I like Rice and Judkins about the same. Should I trade CMC for Gibbs straight up? Yes, I'd take Gibbs in a heartbeat. Thank you very much for the super chat. Do I take a lap traded Quentin Johnston for Judkins straight up? Why would I send you on a lap when you know that I trade QJ any chance I get, and I trade for Judkins any chance I get? I now have Judkins, Genty, Brees for running backs. I think you made a home run of a trade, bro.
You've just been Smitty.
I mean, just a straight up savage move. Nico, JSM Buka at wide receiver also got offered. ETN and Rashad from my Nico and Genty. ETN and Rashid Rice, not Rashad. ETN and Rashid Rice from my Nico and Genty. That's pretty even. I probably would lean toward Nico and Genty because you're not missing time with Rice right now. Also, I don't know that you have Tutin. So I'd rather have Genty and Nico, but that's pretty damn close. I like that trade, that first trade. Good job on the trade, but stand down on the second one. And who would you drop for Brashard Smith? Hunt, Krosky, Merritt, Carter. I have Bucky and Marks as my other running backs. Who would you drop for Brashard Smith? Hunt. Easy call. No concerns there at all. QB, JD5, Gibbs, ETN, Genty, Hendy, Harvey, wide receivers, Buka, London, Worthy, Rice, Ladd, Pitts, Kraft. Need to make space for Tutin. I don't know that you can cut anybody, though. I guess you got to make a trade, yeah. I don't think you can cut anybody. So if I'm trying to make a trade, I'm trying to get your running backs are great. London, Worthy, right? Your receivers are great. I don't think you even need to make a trade. I love Ladd just sitting there. I like this team. Trade Pitts or trade Pitts or Kraft and try and upgrade ETN slightly. Achan. I love it. You have Hendy and Harvey. I love this team. Maybe Kraft and Worthy for one JSN or slightly upgrade that, Nico. Maybe Worthy and Genty for Bijan. Worthy and ETN for just a running back. That's only Racing Boy. I can't cut anybody. I want Tutin, though. I guess it'd be backup tight end. That's the only way I could imagine cutting somebody. So Kyle Pitts, I suppose, even though I like Kyle Pitts. So, yeah, I'd rather have Tutin than Kyle Pitts, I suppose. That's what I would probably say. Appreciate everybody in here dropping the super chats like monsters in here. We're caught up right now. Thank you very much for everybody that dropped a super chat. I've completely caught up on them. Any super chats going forward will get answered immediately because we're caught up. Appreciate every single one of you. I can smell the food. Smitty's cooking breakfast for dinner. I can smell the bacon and eggs right now. Fantastic. Let's switch up the glasses right now. And I should have a code here soon. Code Smitty, I think will be eventually active very soon on the glasses.
The Gunner Player of the Week.
Brought to you by Gunner.com.
Let's roll with the... What are these? I need to label these. These are the Baron. How do we like the Baron? They look a little big. I'm not a huge fan of them. Let's go with I like the Baron. Just not a fan of them on my head. Let's go back to the clicks. The clicks are my favorite. These ones are my favorite. I like these the most. Two super chats. One from BBQ. BBQ, appreciate you. Josh, appreciate you. I'm starting Hendy over Woody this week. Am I crazy? Yeah. I'm not crazy, but Josh, I like Hendy a lot, and I hope we come back in here and celebrate him having a better game than Woody. I really do. I want nothing more. But there's no way I'm sitting Woody. In my opinion, feels like Brashard Smith is going to get a chance and win the KC job. Certainly will. Midseason monster, galore sitting right here. And then we'll get what's his face, the guy that the hater that dropped the super chat just a little bit ago. We'll get him back in here going, he didn't like Brashard Smith. I remember a single ranking video where you didn't have him in your top 10. It feels like they're building confidence and trust to protect Mahomes' midseason takeover and monster. Absolutely midseason monster. He's been here with Marks and Tutin. Tutin's still a midseason monster. Scatterboo's in full motion. Definitely love Brashard Smith. And he's such a talent. He's such a good receiver. 0.5, Fannin, Ingram, or Mason. Taylor, pick one. For me, I'm going Fannin. I still believe in Fannin. Fannin is the best receiver in the nation. He's a tight end, but he's the number one wide receiver pass catcher in the nation last year in college as a tight end. Beat out Jeremiah Smith, beat out Ted McMillan, beat out Travis Hunter, beat out Igbuka, beat out everybody. He had more receptions and yards than any player in college football, and he was a tight end. Fannin is a marvel. This is kind of when we said over and over and over about Woods. The talking point you always heard me say about Woods was that he caught 83 footballs in a single college season as a running back. 83 receptions Woody Marks had in a college season, not a pro season, not a long season, a short college season. Woody Marks caught 83 footballs in a single college season. That was my biggest selling point for why everybody should be making sure, unlike the hater that drops the super chat and acts like I didn't talk about Woody Marks. What a joke. Same thing to be said about our boy Fannin. Look, he had more yards and more receptions than any wide receiver in college football last year. That is insane for a tight end. Cook, pick 4, Cook, Hall, Genty, Judkins, Woody, Harvey. Look, James Cook, you're not sitting. It's ridiculous to even have this conversation. Genty, you're not sitting. Judkins, you're not sitting. This comes down to Hall, Woody, Harvey. Hall, even the chat just voted Hall over Woody. But I think it is Hall or Woody. But Hall is the safer play, essentially. BBQ with a $5 hauler says Puka, PPR, Pac-Man with 3 TDs already. He's 10 foot tall, and he's just straight up gobbles footballs. Look, Puka's finally scoring touchdowns, which is the one missing piece for him, and he's getting them now, which is fantastic. So Puka to the moon. Puka's doing everything he needs to do. Hopefully he just stays healthy. It's always and only will be my concern for him, is because he's gone to the locker room 2 games out of 5 and come back bloody, just puts himself in such harm's way. But man, he's an amazing player to watch, and he's been staying healthy. So 2-2, 10-team standard. Herbert Flowers, thank you for the $20 hauler, my boy. $20 monster.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Thank you very much. Standard Herbert Flowers, Wilson, Waller, White, Gibbs. 4 spots. Dobbins, J.K. Judkins, Robinson, DeMarcado, bench. Nix, Irving, A.O. Manor, Jacobs, Kittle. What are we doing here? Is Harvey, just so many players listed. Is Harvey worth a grab or Brashard Smith? But who do I drop? Okay. Harvey's definitely worth a grab. I would rather have Harvey over DeMarcado. I don't care what DeMarcado does this week, bro. You know, assuming you can't put, let's see here, Waller, Rice, A.O. Manor, Jacobs, Kittle. I mean, I'm assuming that Kittle's in your IR spot and you're not. There's only one player. Who's that Robinson? Is that DeMarcus Robinson? Is that Bijan Robinson? I'm not really sure. If it's Bijan, then obviously it's just you list him third. So I don't know who that is. Is that Brian Robinson? Probably Brian Robinson Jr. I would say drop DeMarcado for Harvey. And look, DeMarcado, you could drop Brian Robinson now, roll with DeMarcado for a game and see. But it's one of those two, and for sure, 100% make that move. 100%. Not even a question in my mind. Burnt toast with a $20 hauler.
Alert. Super chat alert.
I appreciate you very much, my man. What do you think of Woody Marks' value in Dynasty? Buy, sell, hold? I definitely hold or buy. I'm not necessarily in the business of selling them, but I'm in the business of selling anybody high. So the answer is all three, but I'm not actively saying go get rid of him while the value's high. It's just more of a let him do his thing one more week, and then you entertain somebody that's willing to overpay. Overpaying or selling are two different things. What you aim for? I think you got to wait a week. I don't think anybody's going to buy Woody Marks so I'm going to say don't trade him. Unless somebody knocks on your door and offers you something you can't refuse, you have to wait because his value isn't there yet. In one more game, it might be. And so, like, if you were to trade him for, like, Hendy straight up, sure, I'd do that. Would I take, like, Rashee Rice, like, Marks and something for Rashee Rice? Sure. But I don't think you're getting those things. That's why I'm saying wait. I would say wait. And a Genty, Hendy, I mean, you got Hendy already. Sharps, Tutin, Tucker, Brian Robinson. Look, your team, you're probably going Genty and Hendy this week, but Marks is in your lineup, right? So if you're starting a third running back, it would be Hendy. If you don't need to start a third running back, you throw in Marks over Hendy. I don't think you're that bad off, bro. I think you're fine. I think you're overthinking it. Don't sell Woody unless you're getting the world right now. Let him go earn his value. Mason QJ, thank you for that $20 super chat. Just stand down. Fergie, Rome for Henry and Egbuka or JSN. I'd rather have Egbuka by a hair over JSN, but they're both near even. Mason, QJ, Fergie, Rome. I definitely would make this trade, and I'd take either player. 100%. Easy trade. Love it. Tatered, appreciate you. Tatered with the super chat. Bucky out. I'm starting Marks in his place. Fantastic. But with the bye week flex, Hendy, Sharps, or Tucker, I'm going Hendy until we get really good Sharps or Tucker news, which would then shift that answer. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Smitty, I ate a full pizza tonight. Can you make me take a lap for being a fatty? I could use the exercise. Oh, and send me those Witchers. Thank you, Anxiety. Go take a big lap. You can take two.
Take a big lap.
Whole pizza sounds good right now, actually. Actually, this breakfast it smells good. Can't wait to go have that. Carter or Hendy? I'm going to go Hendy personally. Woody or BTJ? I go Woody. CMC to Mars. JK, I'm dumb, says Josh. It's okay, Josh. And CMC is on Mars right now. That's the thing people don't understand about my CMC take. Like, my CMC take is the simplest take on planet Earth, but people don't understand it when they're CMC owners because they don't see straight. They're like, how do you think you should still get rid of CMC, Smitty? Should you still get rid of CMC? I bet you don't think that now. No, yes, I do. I do, because you can every game he plays great, you can get more. And if it doesn't work out and CMC balls out all year, I still make out because I'm getting enough value in a trade. It's the dumbest argument people have for it. It's ridiculous. They're not even hearing what I'm saying. They think I want you to get rid of CMC for a bag of chips. They don't understand the concept. Superflex, would you trade Love straight up for Lamb? Yes. I have Mahomes and Dak. Absolutely, Murph. That would be a league-winning move. Rest of season, Knicks plus Kyron or May plus London. I would say May plus London. That's a really, really good side of that. They're both great, but would you give away Rashee Rice for Trey McBride? Nope. Alternating Ertz and Fannin, I'm fine with that. I'd rather keep... You don't even know what Trey McBride's going to be all year with Kyler and the Cardinals, bro. Got Chase Pickens. Doesn't even matter what you got, to be honest. I'm not doing that trade. I love Rashee Rice, bro. Flacco missed Fannin on so many opportunities. The guy moves different. Totally agree with you, Smitty. He was with a good offense and QB top 3 tight end. Yeah, we'll see what happens now, right? We'll see what happens now. See if he gets targeted. QB changes are always kind of, shaky, but they can sometimes lead to very aggressive upticks in value or downticks in value. So you got to understand and wait for that. McCarthy says, missed my super chat. Let's see about that. Let's see about that. Let's see if I missed your super chat, or maybe you took a potty break. I'll take a lap if I'm wrong. You take a lap if you're wrong. Let's see that. Would you give away Rashi Rice for Trey McBride? That's the one I just read. Bro, you just dropped it. You just dropped the super chat like a minute ago. And I read it within about maybe 2 minutes. And you're already saying I missed your super chat. Hey, Smitty, do you have any discount codes for Gunner? I will. It'll be code Smitty here very shortly, so just hang tight before you purchase if you want. You can purchase now. You could always tell them that you could email them. Well, just wait. Don't bombard them with emails. Let me get the coupon code, and then yeah, we'll go from there. So just hang tight for me on that. But Gunner's amazing. Look at this Gunner setup I have.
The Gunner Player of the Week.
Brought to you by Gunner.com.
I'm going to put on the Fallout. I love the Fallout. The Fallout are... I can't decide if I like the Fallout better than the Clicks. These are awesome. These are the perfect like thickness. They're like kind of... they're almost like... These feel like they're more goggle but glasses, and they like when you're gaming. Like you really believe you're wearing gaming glasses with these because they're a little bit thicker. But these are awesome. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super chat. And thank you, Key Certify. I wasn't trying to blast you, bro. It's just everybody always says I miss their super chats. It's like I don't. I'm really just trying to read them as fast as I can. I had 4 to 5 chats read that were submitted after me. Don't worry about it, bro. Sometimes I read them like super chats. I'll read the $20 haulers first, and when they come in. But I appreciate you, bro. And sometimes when there's like only 4 of them, I'll speed through them as fast as I can. The ones that will sometimes allow me to get a quicker flow. Just when there's like 3 or 4 there. So sometimes. But I appreciate you dropping one. I don't want to discourage you from dropping a super chat in the future because I yelled at you. I'm sorry. I'll take a lap. How's that?
Take a lap.
Do those glasses help you see at night? Well, these are sunglasses and blue light. So I'm in a light box, bro. I've got lights all around. I got screens all over. You can see the reflection in my glasses. See all the light? There's so much white light coming at me and blue light that to have sunglasses on really actually makes it almost like normal lighting for me. You know what I mean? That's what you got to understand. Some people are like, he's wearing sunglasses. Whatever. They're blue light blocking. But these are ones, these are the Witcher. These are clear. These are like amber color. I'm going to have them send me some of the darker orange ones. I like those a little bit better. But these right here, they do help you see better at night because they're clear. But things are a little bit more like yellow in a way. But you can wear these. These are fine too. These are the Witchers. These are awesome from the show Witcher. They have like all these awesome like cross promotions with these companies like Fallout or characters or movie or shows or whatever. And these are the Witcher, and they come with the Witcher. They come with this, which is awesome. See the Witcher, by Gunner. So it's Witcher times Gunner. So they come with this cloth. That's what this one is. So if anybody ends up getting the Witcher, here you go. I'll get a promo code real soon. But the Witchers are to get this cloth with it. It just makes it all that much more amazing. Because if you love the Witcher in the show, then you're gonna love these glasses. They're fantastic. But these are the Witcher, yeah. And the other Witchers, the the dark lenses, I like those too. But these are pretty cool. These are pretty cool. These ones are a little big for my head. I don't love them as much fit-wise, but I know a lot of you with a little bit bigger head, this will look like these look on me. But this is good blue light blocking protection. And it's so good for your eyes. And when I approached them, because I emailed them first. They emailed me after. And I don't think they even realized they emailed them, but I was reaching out to them saying, look, I wear your blue light blocking glasses. I want to promote them. And then they reached out to me later, and they're just such an amazing company. But the reason I reached out to them is I'm like, look, my people watch my show. I've got 2 and 3 hour shows, and there'll be like 1,000 people in the building the whole entire show, and they're looking at blue light. And it's not a joke. There's science behind this stuff. Like, taking the blue light out calms your eyes, is healthy for your eyes, makes you wind down to go to bed. Blue light, it's crazy. When you wear these and you're watching TV, you start to doze off. It's unbelievable. Running back 2, upgrade or stay patient. Have Gibbs, Hendy, JSN, Buka, Pickens, Deebo, JCM, Sharps, Tutin, Blue, Fannin. Probably say... I mean, I love the idea of getting Derrick Henry. Henry should step up big time for you. So I think you're probably okay standing down for now. Unless you can't use all of JSN, Buka, Pickens, and Deebo, then I don't know what you're going to upgrade, though. Walker owner, Sharps. ETN owner, Tutin. See if they'll give you an upgrade from Deebo or Pickens. And even if you upgrade that into a Lamb or JJ or something like that, you know, raking them over the coals, then you flip that for an RB if you want. But you might have to do 2 trades to get even this pulled off. Or you could trade Pickens for Woody Marks and something. You could trade Deebo for Woody Marks and something if you wanted a running back. But honestly, I think Hendy will turn it around for you. I'm out of here. Appreciate you all. Put the Fallout back on. Thank you for the super chat, Eddie. I will be back at midnight Eastern as I always do return. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you, BBQ, for the, what was it, $50 hauler. Thank you, SPC, for the $20 hauler. What's the word? Roger, Gabe, G Money, Rick, SPC, thanks again. Big, the plug, appreciate you. John O, appreciate you, John. Mike Powers, appreciate you. Pualter, appreciate you. Burnt Toast, appreciate you. Ron, appreciate your 20. Kevin, appreciate your 20. And then New Age Outlaw, gifted memberships. Appreciate you. BBQ gifted 20. How did I miss that? BBQ, thank you. I'm so sorry. I was ranting and raving about something.
Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
My boy BBQ dropping straight savage fire on the channel tonight. New Age Outlaw, the 20 memberships. Ray De La Torre is always gifting like 1 or 2 or 5 randomly, so I always appreciate that. Thank you guys for gifting all those memberships. You rock. I'll be back at midnight Eastern, so I will see you all then. Appreciate you. Don't forget I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Oh, also, real quickly, join the Patreon 24/7 live chat group. Here's the link right now. 24/7, 365. There's the link. I'll pin it on the way out the door. It is the best place to have football conversations 365, 24 hours a day. And then on game days, no matter it being Monday, Thursday, all Sunday morning, all Sunday afternoon, all Sunday evening, we're packed in this game day lounge, just chatting away. I'll see you all at 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, or I'm sorry, midnight Eastern tonight. Last one start Sharps or Carter as Bucky's hurt. I would probably say right now Carter, but we're just waiting Sharp's news. Carter's probably safer for now, but I don't know. I'm not sure on that one yet. I think we need to wait for the news to unfold on all that. I'll see you all at midnight Eastern. I'm live at midnight almost every single night. I'm live whenever big news breaks, and I'm live at 8 p.m. Eastern Monday through Friday. See you all tonight.